Basic human function. Restoring basic human function and coming into a clearer, stronger sense of our own personal alignment. Flexion of the spine, being able to flex the spine and then extend the spine, right? Those are two things we want to be able to do. Flex and extend. Move in, curling in, and then extending out, right? If something is held in tension in one of these patterns, in these reflex patterns, it's going to be hard for you to do that. It's going to be hard to walk. It's going to inhibit other things, and you'll be compensating. So this is a way to free some of the movement in these basic patterns. We're going to pandiculate together. So you can pause for a moment in standing and just notice where you're starting. And usually, we talk about the feet and where you're getting feedback from the floor. So sensing your feet for a moment. Taking a few breaths. You can use your hands to just kind of encourage a breathing, dropping into your breath. You can close your eyes, bring your awareness internal. You're getting feedback from the floor, information. What's the imprint? Do you feel heavier, more weighted into one leg than the other? For me, it's my right. I can feel it, subtle, but it's there. And then you're going to do a similar thing when you come on. Extend your legs up. Nothing to do but just pause here, notice, sense. Letting go. Nothing to hold on to here when you're in this relationship to gravity. So that's something to think about. Often people get confused and try to put their shoulders somewhere. See what your nervous system will allow you to let go of. And what is it holding? For me, it's holding my right hip. I feel like my right hip is pulled away from the floor. And you might notice that. It might feel like you're tipped to one side. Just let that be. So we notice, be curious without any judgment. Just is. This is what is showing up right now. And we're going to practice and maybe change that. Maybe bring some balance into our system, into our experience. Feel the weight of your head. Feel the weight of your shoulders, and just noticing that even with my words and just your thought about a particular part of your body will encourage the release and the letting go. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. So first we're going to go into extending the spine and intentionally arching your back, right? This is the beginning of a pandiculation. Right? So yawning. I like to think of yawning as it makes the arch smooth and even, and you're going slowly to sense how this feels. Breathing. And then keeping your focused attention on your back as you lower your back, melting, floating. I'm sensing a little bit of jumping and shaking, which is just what we call sensory motor amnesia, the inability to control those muscles, and that's why we're pandiculating, so we can regain control. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do that again. Do it with me. Inhale and arch. Yawn. See what you don't need as you move your back. Just create a beautiful arc of your back. See what you can let go of. Can you soften the front of your body and just use your back? And then using your back to turn off, making it smooth. See if you can breathe through the jumping and the shaking and smooth it out, letting it go completely. It's a little bit better. And now when I come to pause and let go completely, I have a new awareness and a new resting place. Like my back feels like it's actually a little more settled into the floor. That's what you want to pay attention to. Do you have a new resting place? Now going into the front of the body. The back has let go some, so you can focus on going into that reflex of flexing the spine, sinking. So as I tighten the front of my body, I feel my belly tighten. It's probably the easiest place for us to focus. Use your hands. Use your hands to help you. You're bringing your pelvis up, tailbone up, pubic bone up, sinking in the center. It's a slump, right? It's the same action as this with my head coming up, but try it with your head down. And when your head is down, your chin will tip back. Contracting in. It's a little bit less rigorous with the head down. Tightening the front of your body, letting the back go, and then slowly release. Soften the belly, soften the ribs. I'm just letting all of that release out. Doing that one more time. Slumping. I like to remind myself to slump in the chest and let the shoulders come up, because often a lot of holding for me around the upper body. We move in a full patterns from the center out to the periphery. So we really want to focus on being conscious to this contraction and then slowly release. Melting as I release my belly and I release my ribs. I feel I can take a deeper breath. Something lets go. That's a new awareness, a new possibility. My shoulders, as my shoulders and the chest releases, I can feel my arms get a little bit heavier and spiral a little bit wider on the table. Speaking of the arms, we're going to connect the arms, rolling them in and out, connecting them to what's happening at the center. So the center is going to affect the periphery here. So inhaling and yawning into an arch. And as I arch my back, my arms will spiral open. When I arch my back, my shoulder blades sort of make a little bit more contact with the table. This is, if you can envision a flower blooming, this is what's happening here. And your legs can tip open a little bit. The bottom of the pelvis, the pelvic floor is opening. The front of the body is expanding. Again, not much to do, nothing to do with the front of the body, just letting it go along. And then slowly release. And still much smoother with my back as my back releases, especially the shoulder blades, my arms just come to a new resting place. And now going into the front of the body, adding the arms, starting with sinking and consciously contracting into this pattern of flexion. So take a breath as you exhale, sink, tighten the front of the body. My shoulders come up, my arms start to roll all the way, arms roll all the way from the shoulders down to the fingers, squeezing my knees together, everything curling in. This is the bud of the flower closing up. Talking myself through letting my back go so the focus can be very specific on the front of the body. Giving my brain the feedback it needs. Stay attentive there and then notice as I slowly release, melt just the front of the body. turning off the front, turning off the front, melting, melting. Just the front. The back stays quiet. And letting that go. Doing that one more time. A full flower movement. Yawning, expanding the front of the body by contracting the back, adding the arms spiral open, connecting them to the back of the body, knees tipping. Pause here and breathe. Breathe into the space you're creating in the front of the body and let something go that you don't need. Slow, controlled release, the second part of pandiculation. Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Sensing neutral. And then on the next exhale, sinking into the center. Everything gets pulled in. The shoulders, the arms, the knees, the head tips back so you can deeply sink and hollow out. Stay here and breathe. Let the lengthening the back, or allowing, I should say, allowing the back to just lengthen and curl. Breathe. Control the release of the front of the body. Make it slow and smooth. You want to control it. Another breath to just see if there's more to let go of. And then slide the legs out. Notice what's changed for you. And I'm pleasantly surprised that this right hip that felt pretty contracted up and tight now feels released and long. I feel balanced and even on the table. This right side of my back and my right hip really changed, which is lovely. I also feel like something let go in my neck and jaw. And the front of the body, restoring the function of flexion and extension of the spine on the table. That release I felt in my right side. Now when I'm standing, I feel more grounded equally on both feet. My shoulders a little more relaxed and in a place that just feels more comfortable. Like I don't have to work very hard to stand here. And that's what you're looking for. You know, that's the sense that you want to have, and this is the way that you progress into finding your own sense of alignment. You're unique. Your experience is unique. Your alignment is unique to you. So, how can you sense yourself back into balance? Right? Pendiculating is one way. If you want to join me for a live class, there's a link below. Thank you.